it takes a long time to become financially literate, and it takes a lot of
Absolutely.
it. That is the sole reason I started my business.
Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and wisdom of how they sold their first million.
Right? Because in business, and this is the question that I'm about to ask you, we think as an entrepreneur that we have in a business, the business making money. Okay, let's take all this money, reinvest in the business. The business make more money. They take all this money, they reinvest in the business rather than find a fractional CFO like you that will say, hold on 1 second, you making money? Well, let's take this money, let's buy some real estate, and from that rent that the real estate is producing, you invest in marketing, you invest in sales, in case that the market change, that COVID come, that something happen, you have, and your business is not around anymore, the technology change, your business not around anymore, you have assets that can keep you alive. So a lot of people miss this part of the question. What happens miss this part of the question is that you make it the million, you lose it. You make a million, you lose it. You're like so tell us here, what plan or what is your message for entrepreneurs out there that they are not aware that they think number one that because the business is making money, they are the big deal, and they taking all this money and reinvesting in the business. Can you share with us if you how aware they are of the risk that they're taking?
Yeah, so a couple of things whenever I think about reinvesting in business. I love systems and processes and putting things into place,
Mhm.
especially if it's tied to a business plan that's going to help you grow, right? But are you taking the time to step back and say, okay, the water level, the clients that are coming in, the money I'm making is up here, right? What do I not see that's below that? Do we have government regulations that are coming in that are going to change things, like Airbnb, for example? A lot of
Absolutely, yeah.
folks thought rental property, thought they were going to use it as Airbnb, and a lot of local governments have said, no, I don't think so. So
Yeah,
things
and the
like that.
regulation changed. People bought the properties. They say start to do Airbnb, and now a law changed. You cannot do any Airbnb anymore. Now everybody's stuck with the properties.
Right.
Hmm.
So, like, are you looking at the whole picture of your business? Are you looking to say, okay, here's my competitors that are coming around me? Here are the things like Amazon, for example. How's that going to impact storefronts? So, all of those things play in to what your outcome looks like. And I think if you're not talking to other entrepreneurs, if you're not working with a business coach or a fractional CFO, somebody who can help you kind of gatekeep the money from going out the back door of your business and really look at what's going on in the market around you, it's really easy to get caught up and do exactly what you're talking about of losing that money or
Hmm.
investing it in the wrong things.
Over
So,
30% of the 30% of the lottery winners also lose it.
yeah,
And you taking me people that are handing over millions. I'm like, what?
right.
And they lost it, or they filed bankruptcy. So he did tell us more, because people don't even know that. I mean, let's be honest. To have this problem, you have to be able to make your first million first. Yeah. The problem is that when you make your first million, not too many people feel so sorry about you. You know what I
Right.
mean? They don't understand that you have a problem. Oh, look, his problem. He just make a million. He just want to keep it. Oh, this is no problem. You see, this is how people perceive you. But it's actually a problem. Huge. You
It
can
is
lose.
because,
You
like,
can lose everything you work for. Yeah, doesn't really matter because the knowledge in your head and you always can produce it again. But nobody wants to work double. Don't you
right.
think?
And people, right. And people also don't think about, like, okay, as a business owner, how many other families are you responsible for? So if you shut your doors,
Absolutely.
if you're one of
Mm-hmm.
those
Mm-hmm.
statistics, how many other lives are you impacting? So, and for me personally, even if you haven't made your first million yet, like, it's never too late to get started. So for me,
Absolutely.
I was able to, there's 1,000 different ways of going about it. I was able to use an old 401k account that I had to get started as a real estate investor. I didn't come from
Wow.
money. So I could use like a self-directed IRA to get it started investing, to learn about the process and really kind of grow as an entrepreneur without having quite as much risk. And I was doing this
Hmm.
while I was working a corporate job as well.
Wow.
So it's really how you think about it. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. What are you going to do with it? Are you going to go out
Hmm.
and network? Are you going to learn from other entrepreneurs and investors? What are you doing to kind of stay sharp with some of
Hmm.
these things and get to where you really want to go in life?
And actually, the life changed completely when you work because you want to, not because you have to. Oh my God, the way that
Yes.
your life changed is completely. It's people think now you're gonna make a million and you're gonna become a millionaire and you're gonna be on the beach and you're gonna have holiday all the time. It doesn't really work like this. You see,
No.
when I made my first million, even my accountant told me I didn't even notice. You see, and the whole thing was, oh, I want to make a million, want to make a million. Then after I make it, after 3 days, I'm like, well, you see, what was the whole fuss about? Then,
Right.
so, however, what is beautiful is to learn how to manage the income effectively, so you can design a life where you work because you want to, not because you have to, and because of your basic needs that your lifestyle requires. Yeah, for me, for example, I travel a lot and I do this conference around the world and things like this. Anyway, so what is the standard that your lifestyle requires? And exactly, don't spend more what you make. But how beautiful it is if you, for example, spend, let's say, $10,000 a month. I don't know, car, your rent, traveling around, whatever. Yeah. And all this money come from property as a rental.
Yeah.
You see how beautiful is your life? That you can go on holiday wherever you want. You can work wherever you want. If you want, you see, you can take this laptop, go to Thailand, whatever, do a podcast, do whatever you want to do. And it's completely way of how you work. Uh, your purpose is not gonna go away. People think that, well, after I save my million, what I gonna do? I'm lost. And that's the other thing. In this podcast, somebody came and say the guy they're offering millions. One guest told me the story. They're offering millions to sell the business. The guy doesn't want to sell the business because he was afraid that leave that community, that what people are gonna think about him, and he doesn't know have any friends that they are business owners with exit. So he feels so strange that he didn't want to sell it. So a lot of people, because of fear, don't want to go into this transition, uh, don't want to be your friend without knowing the huge risk that they're taking by refusing this, because the market can change, the law can change, anything can change, COVID can come, you name it, and that's it. You go to zero really quickly. So
Right.
tell us a little bit more about how important is the job that you do, because I don't think that people are aware.
Yeah. So a lot of what we do is really what you were talking about there. One of the first things that we do with our clients is really figure out their why. Why are you in business? What are your goals as a person? Do you want to? I'm a big traveler. I love to travel. I will spend
Hey, me
almost
too.
a month in Europe coming up soon. Just because that's the life that I want. And then whenever we have that figured out, then we can reverse engineer your business and your investments to align with
Hmm.
that so that you can generate that cash flow that you need every month. Or you partner up with other investors and people who are working on similar projects that you understand so that you're not the one doing it all. I think one of the things, and I talk to my kids about this a lot, this, like being an investor and being an entrepreneur, it's not a solo game. Like if you and I can mastermind together and we can talk to each other and we can have better ideas and better ways of going forward, that's what it's all about. So that way I can't teach myself things I don't know. That's impossible, but if I can listen to others and be around them, it gives me an opportunity to learn more. And that's one of the reasons I love working with business owners and kind of taking them through this process so that they can create this generational wealth because they're already working hard. They're a different class of people. And then it's just making these fine tuning steps and processes along the way so that they get what they want in the end. And they're not stuck with a business that they can't sell or
Mhm.
they don't want to sell, that they're getting
Mhm.
the life that they want along the
Sometimes the
way.
kids don't even want the business,
Most of the time they
you
don't.
know. So now what happens? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Somebody else can take it over. Can be, you know what I mean? Can be packaged in a different way. Can have a lot of solutions. You know, a lot of businesses after having a good cash flow, good client base, and everything. That's what happened. The owners get old. The kids doesn't want it, and a very good healthy business operating for so many years kind of disappear. Or somebody bought it really cheap. I know people that buy that literally that's what they do as a business. They look for this type of business, they buy them really cheap, and they make a ton of money out of this because the owners want to get out, the kids doesn't want it, and rather than close the business, well, at least get something for it, which is sad, because the life work of the people. However, go ahead.
No, I think a lot of times if people don't have a plan,
Mm-hmm.
then they miss that window. So like if you're going to exit your business, I think it's crucial to exit when you're at the peak of the market, right? You don't
Mm-hmm.
want to wait until you're
Mm-hmm.
70 and you're like,
100%.
we're out with this. You really want to be talking to folks and try to exit at the peak if your kids don't want it, or if it's something that you're not going to do as an employee-owned business or something along that nature. So it's just finding that sweet spot that aligns with your life and the market and trying to make the most successful exit that you can.
And this is what it makes financial sense. Because the
Correct.
problem that we have out there, I mean, we all have it, is that, they don't teach financial literacy in the school. Uh, and a lot of entrepreneurs go out there handling millions of dollars, but they don't have what we call it, this enough knowledge about financial literacy, because it's a difference between being an entrepreneur and being an investor. The difference is that when you are an investor, money works for you. You are an entrepreneur, yeah, you can make a lot of money, but you do have sometimes you have to be around. Otherwise, you can actually set it up that you're not around. However, being an investor completely different ball game. The money is working for you 24/7. The money doesn't get tired. He doesn't need holiday. He doesn't need 1 month in Europe. You do. The money not doesn't. It's completely different concept. I think that to become a great investor, before somehow you need to even have a deep understanding of what business is about or being an entrepreneur. But
Yeah.
being an entrepreneur, if you are a good investor, yeah, good chances are that you were before a good entrepreneur. But you are a good entrepreneur, that doesn't mean that you're going to be a good investor. The thing doesn't work in the other way until you learn these financial literacy. Because again, what you were saying, um, there are different principles. Exactly like this. Some people build the business and they're making the business their lifestyle. They want to work in the business their whole life. But what it makes financial sense, I don't know, is to sell this business at the peak. Okay, to prepare it to sell it at the peak, and then, well, if you like this business, become a coach, become a mentor. I don't know, help other people to be the same thing, but you're already out at the peak. The second is about either about managing the risk and the level of exposure that you have in the investment. Because at the end of the day, an investment can work really good, but how diversifying, okay, can be in theory. I mean, in theory, is very good. Yes, and it sounds really good. However, a lot of people, I'm telling you, because I know people that have a lot of ton of money in real estate doing very well. And you know what they do? They take all this money and say, hey, I got to invest in crypto without knowing in crypto, without knowing anything about cryptocurrency. One of my friends, real estate investors, she came to me, Harry, these bitcoins, I need to take this money. Can you help me out of the wallet? And I'm like, you're 60 years old. Your property things are doing well. Why are you taking your money to put in this thing that even I'm a tech person. I don't even understand how to take this money out of this wallet thing. Why people do that? So Heather, tell us about this. Some people, sometimes even people become good investors in real estate by the way of they think of deviating when it comes to diversification. So what is your principle about diversification, and what do you recommend to people out there to do this in a sustainable way?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to go back just a little bit further and touch on the financial literacy part as well. So this is where, sure. So that is, again, that's why I worked. It took me 10 plus years to understand finance the way that I do. And as an entrepreneur, you
I'm
can't
still
get,
learning.
yeah,
I'm still
just to
learning.
get, yeah, just to get
It's not
started.
easy. Yeah.
No, and you can't expect to be great at everything. So that's why I think working with other people who may have a strong suit and something that you don't necessarily have is so crucial. And whenever it comes to diversification and all of that, I think it's the same thing. So, investing in particular, if I'm going to invest in an apartment deal, especially as a general partner or even as a limited partner, I consider that you're almost married to those people in that deal for that time at a minimum. So I really want to get to know those people. Have they successfully exited a deal? Do they know the full cycle of the process? What's their track record look like? What do their values and their morals look like? Because at the end of the day, if things go bad, when they go bad, that's how they're going to handle them. So I really try to look at it from that lens to start with. And then if I'm going to diversify into something like you mentioned, Bitcoin, for example, is it something that I'm fascinated by that I could watch 1,000 YouTube videos on
That I
and
understand.
enjoy? Yeah, that I understand. Or is it not?
Nothing
If
wrong
it's
with the
just a
thing. Nothing
trend,
wrong with Bitcoin. I just, for me, I'm an engineer. I'm still finding it very difficult to understand. But
right. That's like the stock market. I don't really play much in the stock market because I don't really understand the way it moves. So if I understand real estate, maybe I need to invest in a different class of real estate. Maybe I
absolutely,
need to be a
100%.
personal, private money lender, or I need to look at other opportunities
Hmm.
that are not quite so labor intensive. But it's something
I
I
love your
understand.
answer. I love this answer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
very
that way
good
you can
because,
grow.
yeah. I think, Heather, 100% agree with you. For example, in real estate, something that you're passionate. I love real estate. Like I said, my first business in real estate, we sold over 5 million. I'm a big fan of real estate. Yeah. Uh, Most of my life and all the business that I built is just because of the real estate. However, uh, if you like this, okay, exactly what you say. In something that you understand, you can play different roles to diversify. You can be exactly you said, money lender. Why? Because you're gonna lend money for people that buy houses, something that you understand. You can become, I don't know, estate agent. You like, I don't know, you show the houses, you make a little bit of commission, you drive around your car. Okay, you can, if you find a good deal, you buy it by yourself. So there are different ways that in the scope that that you understand, yeah, you can diversify. But I always tell to people, yeah, exactly what you're sharing. Yeah, don't invest in something that you don't understand because you have to, number one, you have to, and also managing people's money. Hita, yeah, let's go there as well. Because, for example, with your clients, right? You said, okay, let's say, because I am a deep, um, I understand the risk that all the entrepreneurs are taking their business, building the business. I don't think that is sustainable for them, taking all the money that they're making and reinvesting 100% in the business without a plan B. Exactly. Even you say that not even making a million, but now that we have in this conversation, okay, because we know eventually as an entrepreneur, you will do hit the million mark. You can hit the 10 million. You will get there. But parallel to that, we have to work in keeping this money. We have to work in having assets that produce monthly income that can support our lifestyle because entrepreneurs here we are the people that take more risk. We need to handle more pressure. We deserve to be wealthy, healthy, and happy. Like you, for example, very happy. You're gonna take a plane. You go a month to Europe. Yeah, I love to go to Spain a lot and to travel over Europe. Yeah, so I think you deserve it. You're an entrepreneur. You build your business. You live your corporate. Yeah, so you deserve to be healthy, happy and wealthy. Okay. Now, a lot of entrepreneurs out there, despite that they make millions, despite that they build the business, they don't end up healthy and happy because they didn't plan the second level of what we're talking about, which is keeping this well out to plan on your finance properly. Now, get what happened? They are stressed out. They had to work double. Now they need to build a second business, and they need this money to pay for the lifestyle. And now they're not as young anymore, and now that produces stress. This emotional pain becomes physical pain. Then people have heart attack. Then people have millions. How many people with millions that you hear, oh, he has a heart attack because it was too much stress? Yeah. I have a, I have one client. He owns 300 supermarkets. He's the CEO, and the guy, time to time, he need to check his sugar levels, need to be in the hospital. I'm like, man, look after yourself. No, I have 4,000 employees. I only listen 4,000 employees already give me a headache. Just this number, It doesn't. I mean, he likes to be this way, but how can you plan yourself? Because otherwise, this lifestyle can actually be damage for your health. It does. At the end of the day, dealing with business, that produces stress. You know what don't produce stress? Getting money paid for rent every month. This I can
That's
tell
very
you.
true.
I can tell you in first person because I know. This is the less stress thing in your life. It's actually the more rewarding. Like every month, boom, the money comes to you out of the rent. So
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.